Hello, English 1226. I want to do a very short video right now to give you an idea of how the class is going to run. This is an asynchronous class, right? So the way that I'm going to organize the class and the way that you will see assignments due, we're just going to imagine that the class meets on Fridays. And there may actually be synchronous meetings if you guys so desire and if you are available, right? We'll talk about that later, but the point is, when you think about weeks and modules and how the class is developing, everything is due the Thursday night before, by 11:59 before the next week, right? So as I explained before in the previous video, there is a lot to do in this class because you need to account for 3 hours of instruction, right? Or 3 hours of class time plus some homework, right? So it's going to average to just about that much. Our main text is Hamlet, which you can access, through the links that I provided in the syllabus, also in the schedule of activities. And I wanted to show you a little bit of how to get that. So when you get to Brightspace, everything will be organized here, right? On this page. The first thing I would do is to click on the Our Syllabus and My Letter to Students. When you click on it, the syllabus will come up and you should read it in detail because in general, a college course, right? The syllabus, the professor is giving you sort of like a contract, right? The professor is telling you what to expect of it, right? What is expected of you too. In the syllabus, I describe a couple of things like what the expectations are, how I like to interact with students, how I am open to interacting with students in a way that's suitable to you. And then I get into the content description. That's when I discuss what we will be thinking about and why we're reading a play that was written more than 500 years ago, and bringing it to 2025, right? I can talk to you a little bit about the theme, but it really wouldn't do justice because the whole point is for you to show me the connections that you see with it. So the language is difficult, right? The language in Shakespeare is not the same as the language that that we use, right? Nowadays. So that's going to be, sometimes a challenge, but luckily I gave you a link here to the library. So if you click on this, when you're logged on and you did your MFA confirmation on your phone or on another device, you will be linked to the library, and then you can open that book, you can read that book, you can download that book, you can print it if you want, and then you will read it. And once you look at the book, you will see that there are translations for expressions that have changed meaning over the course of the centuries, right? That we would perhaps think that they meant something else. So one quick word about Shakespeare is that when people go and watch a play, right? If you go for Shakespeare in the Park, or if you go see Denzel Washington on Broadway, those usually last like 3 hours, right? And the whole text will be read by actors in about 3-4 hours or so. So when that happens, that gives you an idea of how much reading you have to do for the play. Of course, this is not the only thing that we will be reading. There is more to read. But for the first week, and I am going to go back right now. For the first week, as you click here, when you go to the table of contents, right, you will see that Unit 1 is already showing. So the expectation is that you read the course syllabus and my letter that introduces me to you. You go through the syllabus to see if you have questions. And then the link to the book is already here, right? So you go to the book and you read the introduction, and then you watch the other videos and so on. And most importantly, there's already one assignment for this week. I want to have a conversation with you about what strategies you use for reading something tough, something that's at the college level, right? Not the type of reading that you would kick back and, drink something that tastes good to you or makes you feel good, and kick back like a novel for fun, or a post on Instagram. I think I mentioned exactly the same thing in this video. You want to think about what strategies you use for the tough things that you will have to read in your career, right? I've looked at the makeup of the class, and we have quite a diverse group of students, everybody going from different majors. But the point is, the reading that you will do in college won't always be very pleasant. It won't be nice. Reading Shakespeare will be nice, but a lot of the articles that you will read and a lot of what you will read in real life, like real college life, it will not be as easy. So you want to think about your strategies. This video explains how I expect you to conduct this. You have to find the link in there for a Google Slides presentation, and then make a copy of it. And then name it perhaps the group 1 presentation, and then add your strategies to it. Talk to the people in the group, do this as a group. That's why it's Google Slides. Everybody has the power to edit the group. You guys will set it up that way. And then interject, like which strategies have been successful for you, right? What helped you in what situations and so on. Well, that pretty much sums up what you will need to do for this first week. Usually what will happen is you will see a couple of days before the end of the unit, you will see like it's automatically programmed so that you use units requirements and what you need to do. It is always your job in college to read before, right? Before the class starts. So by Friday, when you watch this video, or if you watch it now, you want to have read what I am posting. Okay? Well, this has been fun. Thank you.